culture is a combination of your values, beliefs, and behaviors. So when you talk about culture, it can be any kind of a culture, whatever you're building, secular, spiritual, whatever, church. But when we talk about culture, we're talking about how we establish the values, the beliefs, and the behaviors that make up an atmosphere. And that atmosphere is called DNA. That DNA is called culture. And so when we talk about culture, you can't leave any of those things out. There have to be values, there have to be beliefs, there have to be behaviors, there has to be an atmosphere, and there has to be a DNA. Passing on doctrine is much easier than passing on culture. Culture is not something that you learn in a book. It's something you experience in an atmosphere. And so a generation that comes up in the church, a generation that comes up in our leadership team, they have to not just experience the mission statements and the things that we say and do and the doctrines we believe in. Beliefs are important, absolutely important. But the values that we have are also important, but values can't be learned. Values have to be caught, not taught. Caught, not taught. Caught. Atmospheric. They have to be impartational. You have to have models, examples. You have to feel it. You have to have it given to you in an emotional way. Doctrine, it can be a mental thing. Doctrine can be an intellectual thing, which is fine. I'm a doctrinal guy. But to build a church that has a proper culture, you have to have an atmosphere that imparts the culture into the spirit of the people that you're raising up to carry the culture. A person can carry a vision and carry a doctrine easier than they can carry a culture. And so sometimes we miss it because we bring people on the staff or on the leadership team because they have the vision right, they have the doctrine right, they have the values right, they can repeat everything. But it's not the repeating of things you need on your team, it's the incarnational that you need on your team. They have to own it, they have to have it, they have to have a heart, they have to have an emotion, they have to have the culture in them, and when it's in them, they can impart it to others.